All right. So one thing I usually would like to tell most people, we have quite a number of people that are looking to get in a job, okay, or switching careers or trying to pivot or getting a job at the end of the day. Uh, and they find it difficult to get a job. And they wonder the reasons why they find it difficult to get a job. Now, take for example, we have a group, okay, we have over 200 plus people that are currently looking for a job, okay. But now, guess what? In every meeting that we have, I don't think we've even clocked up to 40 people, maybe 30 maximum. All right. And the reason why I'm saying this is it's free. It's free of charge. Nobody's asking you to pay anything, a dime, nothing. A free of charge session. Okay. That typically I would charge for. Free of charge session from CV review, LinkedIn optimization to how to navigate the job market, how to get started. But still, we don't get the number of people that we're looking for. So, I mean, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. But like I said, we'll keep the time and ensure that everybody that is interested and willing to get started will work with the person and ensure that we do all the best we can to help you get what you're looking for. All right. So today we're going to be talking about CV review and revamp session. That's what we're going to focus on for today's session. Has anybody seen the recording of the session? Has anybody taken a look at? Has anybody seen the session?
Yeah, I did watch it.
The videos, I mean, the videos I shared earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one from professional summary to work experience, correct?
Yes, the videos, 6 videos.
Yeah, I did watch it.
All right, awesome. That's where I'm going to start off from today. Okay. Has any other person taking out
I,
time
ca- I caught
to
just the
review?
first video though, unfortunately.
What'd you say?
I caught just the first video, unfortunately, just the
I
first
know
one.
it. Yeah, I mean, we still have enough time today to finish up the videos. All right, so that's not a problem at all. Okay.
Yeah, same here. I just managed to watch one part of it, the experience, the work experience. First, was the LinkedIn profile, adding it to the CV, and then
Yes.
the work experience. So that's where I stopped before I joined you tonight.
Okay. All right. So, for the person that's completed, have you recreated your CV? Have you created your CV? As you're watching it, you're supposed to create your CV alongside with it.
Yes, I have mine.
Okay,
Just a
awesome.
few questions as we go along the line, but I have it done.
You have it down. Oh, fantastic. I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay, so without wasting too much time, I'm still gonna share, what I expect from you, from everybody. Okay, but I'm just gonna share my screen now. Okay, so expectation is very simple. Okay, and it is for you to recreate your CV first of all. So I'm just going to go through the videos and show you exactly what I'm expecting. Everything. I'm just going to walk you through what you should do essentially. Give me a second. CV review videos. All right. So this is what we have. Just confirm. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right. Awesome. Okay, that's right. So what I've done is, these are the videos that's, like I said, videos that I've created in the past. Okay. I'll say about a month ago, maximum, or thereabouts. Okay, a couple of months ago, and basically, it's for you to create your own CV. It's a self-paced video on how you can create your own CV. So starting from introduction all the way to tailoring your CV to every job board, to every job post. Okay. So all you need to do, this is the CV format. This is the template essentially. It's in doc, so you would need to download it. So don't open it online in Google format in this format. Don't open it up in what do you call it, in Google Doc, and do your changes in Google Doc essentially. Don't use it in Google Doc. All you need to do is download it. You would need to download it first. So you need to download this first. Okay. So once that is downloaded, you go to your downloads. Okay. You go to your downloads and then you open it. So it's a Microsoft Word template. It's a Microsoft Word template. So essentially, this is how it should look like. Okay, this is how it should look like. I'm going to change it from black to colorful. Okay, so account. I'm going to change it from black to. Let me just use colorful so that you guys. I've heard that people don't like the black team, so I'll probably use this. All right, so once you download this, all you need to do now is replicate whatever you have in the videos on the CV. Okay, so the professional summary, starting from, let's say, starting from introduction, for example. So introduction just introduces you to what the video would do for you. Then you move to professional summary. Okay, so what you need to do, once you write your professional summary, and how you write your professional summary and all that, and a little bit of tips and tricks. So now you can also optimize your LinkedIn profile, but we're still going to do LinkedIn optimization in-depthly in another session of ours. All right. So basically that's the video. So whatever you have here, you just replicate. You also replicate. I think the only thing that is missing currently is the prompts. The prompts that you're going to work with. So what I'll do now is I would quickly bring in the prompts in here. Just give me a second. I'm going to give you guys a prompt. So you're going to be using ChatGPT to do majority of the. You're using ChatGPT to do majority of the optimization. Okay. So it's not you using ChatGPT to write your CV. Rather, it is you using ChatGPT to optimize what you have. Okay. So I'm going to just bring in the prompts that you're going to be using for CV review. Okay. 1 second. Everything is going to be in the folder. Okay. Everything is going to be in that folder. Okay. Totally forgot that. So I'll just bring it in as a PDF document, so it's easy for you guys to work with. Okay. So it's a PDF document. All right. So here's the format of the CV. This is the prompt. Okay. So for professional summary, you're a CV expert. Please rewrite my professional summary below. Okay, to position the individual as a cybersecurity analyst. Now, you don't have to be a cybersecurity analyst. That's the reason why it's colored in red. So if you are a financial analyst or you are a whatever career path, customer service representative, or whatever experience that you have, just put it in there and put in the prompt. Everything is explained in the video. So if you watch the video, you would be able to replicate and create your own CV. Okay, are we on the same page, guys? Are we on the same page? So you have the prompt, you have the CV templates, and you have the videos. All you need to do is just spend, I think maximum you will spend on this is about an hour, ridiculously 1 hour. Because I mean the longest video is professional summary, okay, and it's 35 minutes. And the reason why it's like that is because I had to go through quite a number of explanation on what you need to do. But the rest of them, honestly, 6 minutes. This is 6 minutes or 7 minutes. Work experience is about 14 minutes. Work experience simulation, that's about 8 minutes. 8 minutes, 30 seconds. Tailor your CV is about 21 minutes. This also is storytelling. This is also just coming up with stories and all that. So this is not really about your CV. So to create your own CV will probably take you an hour maximum. So if you can spend 1 hour out of your session, you would be able to create your own CV. And like I said, the last session that was on Friday last week. The reason I work with this CV is very simple. Okay. The CV is minimal in terms of design. It is minimalistic in design. And ATS would be able to scan through your CV a lot better, faster, using a minimalistic designed CV template. Okay, so that's what worked for me. That's what works for me, and that's this structure that we have today is my exact CV. Okay, and that's worked for me all through my years of experience from Ireland to UK to Canada. It's the same thing. All right, so spare our time today, please. Every day is going to be we're going to be updating everything. Well, there are task updates for every single day. So I would expect everybody to watch through the videos and recreate their own case studies, their own CVs. Okay. Somebody, let me see. I have a couple of questions in here already. What's the catch, please? I would like to know what I'm getting myself into from a cash standpoint. No money. Nobody's asking you for money. I mean, the session will start a day. This is it already. Nobody's asking you for any money. All right. So there's no money, no get. All right. So I think, Uche, I think we would like to send a message to everybody in the group again for registration, so we know exactly people's career path, what they would like to achieve, and then we can, make it, we can tailor it better for you guys, for everybody. And I like to say this every single time. Also, the questions you ask me is what will make me, that would propel the way I answer, the best way for you to get the best experience is for you to ask questions. Okay, that's the only way, because I cannot preempt the challenges that you're going through. Okay, so we have people in Canada that probably are looking for opportunities. Okay, what challenges are you going through? Okay, what career path are you in? The advice I would give to someone in the tech space is going to be very different from the advice I would give someone that is not in the tech space. So if you don't ask your questions, there's no way for me to preempt. So going back to Nugget's question, there is no catch. There's no catch. There's no money coming at any point in time. All right. There's no point. Nobody is asking you for money. Okay. So all you need to do is just focus on the goal here is for me to see how I can help you attract more opportunities. Okay. Get a job, get more interviews, put yourself out there, pivot to a new career, so on and so forth. So Nugget, are we on the same page? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, awesome. All right. Okay, I'm using it to take note. That's fine. How long will this session last? Maximum 1 hour. I mean, it depends on the questions I get. That would also propel the way the session goes. So the more questions I get, the more. But typically, I would say 1 hour. Ridiculously 1 hour. I haven't received the videos and files yet. We're going to send another message to the group. So I think we would be updating everybody, with time. As maybe every 1 hour, every 2 hours. We'll likely nudge people again to watch the videos and we create their CVs. Please send the links to the doc. We're going to do that. Can the video send we don't know that. Okay. All right. So what tools should I learn? For now, it's BM PM. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Okay. So essentially, that's what you need. That's the first task that you need to do. Just recreate your CV first off. Okay. Then we can move it up from there every day. All right. So CV review and revamp session. Your CV is the most important thing that you need to have when you're looking for a job. So I get to speak to quite a number of people that are looking for a job. And the number one thing they tell me every single time is they wish that they could even just get an interview. Let them go and talk about the things they can do. But in today's job market, it doesn't work that way. It honestly doesn't work that way. It doesn't work like I apply for a job and I get an interview. Your CV is basically you in paper format. So an application comes out and 200 people who apply for that job. Basically, they are going to look at 200 people's CV and they will get to know that, okay, I want to speak to this person, we want to speak to this person, we want to speak to this person. So we discussed this last week, okay? We discussed this last week that the way you think, most people approach job application from their own point of view, okay? Most people would apply for a job from their own point of view. So when you're always thinking, when they see my resume, they will know I can do the job. It doesn't work, okay? So if you are preempted to say that when they read my CV, nobody's going to read your CV. Like literally, I can tell you that for free. Nobody's going to read your CV. And that's the reason why I'm sharing this current flow again in another format to help you understand that nobody has that time to review your CV. Now, this is you at the start, okay? This is you at the start. This is you here, okay? You see a job that you like online. You take your CV and you do some mumbo jumbo tailoring, or you don't even tailor it because you have like one CV that speaks to all the skills and all the things that you can do. So you take that CV and you use it to apply for a job, okay? Now, most people think that when they apply for a job, HR will immediately receive the email that you have submitted your application and they will read your application. Okay, that's people's assumption. That was my own assumption too. So when they see my CV, they will know I can do the job. So my CV, I have data, I have data science, I have data engineering, I have AI, I have everything in my CV. Okay, just because I feel like once they read my CV, once they see that I can do all this wonderful stuff, they will know I can do the job. So they're looking, let's take for example, they're looking for somebody that knows how to, they're looking for a data analyst, okay? Let's just use a data analyst for example, okay? They're looking for a data analyst, but I will not put data analyst, I'll put data science, I'll put data engineering, just to show them that if I can do data science and data engineering, it means I can do data analytics. But in most cases, it doesn't work that way because HR would not see your CV when you apply. HR is not going to take a look at your CV. And we discussed this the last time. For every application that you throw out, for every job, when you go online you want to apply for a job and you go online to look for a job. So I want to guess most people here in the UK, all right? Most people are here in the UK, but it doesn't matter. It works across board. But I'm just going to use a particular job board, okay, for today's session and job board in the UK. All right, so let's just go on LinkedIn, okay? LinkedIn is the most popular one, okay. Okay, so let's say to go on LinkedIn. All right, so let's take a look at senior data analyst. Let's take this was posted about 4 days ago. Okay, so you see currently you see over 100 applicants. Now this is just on LinkedIn, anyways. But on LinkedIn, when you see over 100 applicants, it doesn't mean 100 people have applied for this job or 100 plus people have applied for this job. That's not what it means. It means that 100 people have clicked on easy apply. So some people click on easy apply and they will not apply. Some people would click on it and leave it alone and not even attend to it anymore. So you see, majority of the time when you see 100 people, over 100 people have applied for a role, it doesn't work that way most times. It just basically means people have clicked on it. People have clicked on this easy apply or clicked on apply. In some cases, it's apply, not easy apply. So this apply button, okay. So LinkedIn, once you click on this apply, it will take you to a new page or to another page where you can actually submit your application. But in most cases, LinkedIn is just capturing that you clicked on apply. Okay. So when you see over 100, it just basically means 100 people have clicked on apply. Okay, so you see over 100 people clicked apply. Okay, over here you'll see over 100 applicants, also the same thing, clicked and apply. So don't take it hook, line, and sinker that way. So now on LinkedIn, for example, if I apply for this senior data analyst role and I apply on easy apply, most people would think that the HR person that is attached to this will immediately review my CV, read my CV. But that's not the case. So majority of the time, or I say majority of the time, most times, in reality, what really happens is what we call the ATS. We talked about this extensively in the videos as I told you to go watch. Okay, that's the session that we had on Friday. I mean, if you have time, just either taking a walk or you're just relaxing, you can just quickly watch the video. It's not a long video. All right. So the ATS, that's the applicant tracking software. Okay, is what will review your CV first. So once you apply for a job, ATS will first of all scan your CV to know if certain keywords are available. Okay, if certain keywords are available. If they are not available, you're getting an instant rejection email. And we talked about the reason why they've reduced or they've increased the time you get your rejection email. So if I look back 5 years ago, when I applied for jobs back then, and almost like in 10 minutes, ridiculously 10 minutes, I would get an instant rejection email. So I think they saw ethically, they felt like it wasn't very good to people that were applying for jobs. Okay, so they increased the time from 10 minutes to 2 hours, 3 hours, 12 hours in some cases. Okay, to make you feel as though somebody reviewed your CV, but honestly, nobody reviewed your CV. It's the bots. It's still the system that scanned your CV for certain keywords, okay, and if those keywords if they don't showcase or they don't appear on your resume, then you get a rejection email. The HR sees your application. So now ATS, after scanning through 200 plus applications, they would pick the CVs that is most tailored to the role, and they'll make it available to the HR executive. Now, it's at this point in time, the HR person would review your CV and actually take time to review your CV. Then after reviewing your CV, if it still makes sense, if it still makes a lot of sense, then you're scheduled for an interview. All right. But you see, a lot of people don't know that this particular roadblock Some people think it's their village people. Some people think it's something is just fundamentally wrong with them. They're not just good enough. Okay. So now the reason why we're starting with the CV first is to bypass this system here. The reason why we're taking our time to do the CV now is to bypass this system, ATS. Okay, so you apply for a role, you apply for 10 roles, and from that 10 roles, you want to be able to get interviews, at least let's say 4 interviews or a call back to say that, okay, we saw your CV and we want to speak to you. So that's what people are looking for, and that's what we want to achieve. That's what we want to help you achieve in the next couple of days. Okay, so that's where bypassing this system here entails. So you apply for jobs and you're getting calls. That's what we want to do for you. All right, at no cost. Nobody's asking for any money. Okay, in fact, we are losing money by doing this. Okay, so we talked about this the last time. How many seconds does it take you to review your CV? 6 to 7 seconds. Most recruiters will take less than 10 seconds. Okay, so in that 6 to 7 seconds, we established last week that it's just keywords they're looking for. They're looking for certain keywords. So somebody says they're looking for someone that's worked in cross-functional team. This person has worked in finance, has worked in supply chain, has worked with different departments. That's the key thing that the person is going to be looking for. The recruiter is going to be looking for cross-functional team, finance department, HR, and maybe logistics. They're going to be looking for those keywords. Has this person worked with cross-functional team before? So in that 6 to 7 seconds, if the person doesn't see the keywords that they are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, that person is not reading your CV. I mean, if I send you a long text today, if I send you a long text, and even if you look at the messages that I even dropped in the group yesterday, I'm pretty sure some people just can't read it. I can tell you more than 90% of people didn't read my message completely yesterday. Because if you read message quickly yesterday, people will not be calling me and be asking me, Ifemena, how can you help me get a job? Oh, Ifemena, I am currently in this thing. How can you help me, secure a job? I mean, the message clearly states how the whole program is going to go, everything that we need to do, what you need to do for the start, and so on and so forth. All right. So you see, those are the things that even if we as individuals are not taking our time to read messages. Now I'll talk more of a recruiter that has, over a dozen of applications out there. It's not going to take them time. Nobody has that luxury of time to be reading people's CV one after the other. All right. So these are the 5 critical parts that you need to work on: your professional summary, your core skills, technical skills, professional experience, and relevant projects and internship. Okay. These are the key aspects that you need to focus on. Okay. So this is the CV. You need to work on a CV. Like, it's the number one thing that you need to have. It's the most important thing in this conversation. All right, having your own CV. Okay. Now this CV, it's not going to be cast in stone to say that this is the only CV that you're going to have, or this is the only CV that you should have. No. For every role that you apply to, you need to tailor the CV to the job description. Okay. And that's the main part that we need to talk about. So, like I said, the materials are available for you. You're not paying a dime for this. Okay. So rather than you going to pay money for somebody to review your CV, I'm going to be reviewing people's CV. Okay. So later on today, also I'll drop a link, a folder for you guys to upload your what do you call it? For everybody to upload their updated CV. So once you update your CV, drop it on the folder, notify me. I'll take our time to review your CV, and then we can, if there's any other question, I'll take questions. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Is there any question? Let me ask.
Hello.
Yes, Nancy. How are you doing today?
Fine. Thank you very much for taking out time to review the CVs, because honestly, I'm an RN and I've been applying for a job, and all I keep getting is unfortunate, and I don't know.
RM,
Yes.
relationship manager, essentially.
No,
Yeah?
registered nurse.
Oh, RM. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I keep getting is rejection. And when you tell people that, oh, I've been looking for work, they're kind of like, an RN, how can you be looking for work? So at a point, I don't know whether there's something wrong with my CV or I'm not doing the right thing. I can't just explain.
Okay. All right. We'll take a look at the CV. Where are you based? UK, Canada?
Canada.
Canada. Okay.
Mm.
All right. We'll take it. I mean, if once you work on the CV now, then we'll take our time to look at the job market for RNs. Okay. And then we can explore key strategies that you can deploy to see how you can get more interviews and get more
Okay.
opportunities. Okay.
Okay.
We'll just
Thank you
create a
very
CV
much.
first off, then we can have follow-up conversations from there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're most welcome. Yes, so okay. I'll just take just the questions, then I'll go back to my session so we don't take too much time. Raymond, yes, go ahead.
Okay, hi, good afternoon.
Good
Thank you
afternoon.
so much for the session. So my question is regarding the CV. I've downloaded it and I've started working on it, though I've not finished yet. But the question goes to that aspect you said relevant freelance work experience. So I don't have a relevant freelance work experience. So I'm thinking, can I replace that with a volunteering experience instead?
If the voluntary role is in line with the job that you're doing, then fine and good. But if it's
Yeah,
has to be
because
nothing,
I'm actually a data analyst, so the voluntary role doesn't. I'm a data analyst, so the volunteering role doesn't relate to anything data. It was what I did while I was in school, so that was what I asked.
there's absolutely no need for it, Raymond. Just from my own experience, the reason why that is it's a good conversation starter. That's when you have an interview. Okay, so they could ask you, okay, tell me more about this volunteer experience that you had. But in order for you to get a job, it's not going to be. It doesn't add any value in any way. So when we have related projects, where are you based, Raymond? Sorry, so I can mutually tell it better.
Yeah,
Where are you
Canada,
based? Canada. Okay.
Canada.
All right. Take for example. So I'm just going to show you something real quick. Um, this is Canada actually. So this is okay. This is United Kingdom. Okay. So let's look for like a data analyst. Okay. Somebody's watching football. All right. Okay. So data analyst in Canada. Okay. Oh yes, in Canada. So let's use that. So let's take a look at this. We have let's say just business intelligence analyst role. Okay. Um, okay, no much information here. Let's take a look at number one. This one is remote. Where did it go? Key responsibility. So now these guys are looking for this is what you would be doing. Okay. This is what when you get the job, this is what they expect you to be doing. Okay, this is the mandatory skills and qualification that you need to have. Okay, bachelor's degree, absolutely. All these things is nonsense. It's just template that they have there. So the key thing they're looking for is experience, expertise, experience in developing dashboard whatsoever. These are the things that they are looking for. So your CV, if these things are not there, then nobody has that time to make that assumption that you could do the job. So your volunteering experience, where does it come into all this? If it doesn't come into any of the key responsibility or the mandatory skills and qualification, there's absolutely no need for it. And that's the reason why, on the CV, it is relevant project and internship. Now, take for example, if you've done some form of internship in your past, okay, maybe in Nigeria or wherever you're coming from, or even in Canada, okay, during your co-op or during your master's, you did a project or you worked on a project for somebody, and it's in line with business intelligence and this particular organization. I'll take for example, this organization, it's a contract role, taking a business science to support the government of better data strategy and related initiatives. Now, if the project has to do with how you designed a report for a marketing or agency or a marketing report, and based on your marketing report, you're able to come up with strategies that would help the business market their products better. Fantastic. That's a project they want to see. That's the project you want to showcase. That you want them to send a link to your portfolio and click on it, and then you can see the reports that you built. Okay. But if you created a report, Arsenal versus Manchester United, and you put it to say that I created a pipeline for match, it doesn't relate to the role itself. In as much as it looks fancy and good, but I will always go with relevant project and internship. Does that make sense, Raymond? I don't know if that has answered your question. So all those volunteering
Yeah,
experiences and all that, in as much as they're good, it really doesn't help if it's not tailored to the career path you're going into. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Very much. You're welcome. Onyekachi.
Okay, thank you so very much. Here's my question. What percentage score do you think that a CV will match to be able to beat the ATS system?
So now the best thing that we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then, yeah, and then my second question will be again because I have I've been applying. Okay, my expertise is in trade finance.
Trade finance.
Yeah, trade finance, credit analyst. All right, and I've been applying, and of course, I've been getting the beautiful, I call them very beautiful, message. All right, it can really be very discouraging. So now, for some people, would say, "Oh, you need to copy the exact word from the JD, okay, into your CV." What do you think? Will that beat the ATS system?
Okay, very, very good question. I'll say that. So for trade finance credits, number one is I don't know the market for that. I probably need to look at the market currently for opportunities within that particular domain. So I'm not saying that most people don't understand is when you're in the job market, don't focus too much on one job title. Okay, so looking at trade finance, for example, if that's what I heard correctly, there's so many.
Okay,
other
maybe just use broadly. Okay, use credit analyst because on LinkedIn, of course, you have more options. So credit risk analyst or credit analyst, you have more.
So there's still so much other career path you can do aside from credit. So now looking at credit is just one aspect of the financial space itself. Okay, I mean that's what you've been doing for your experiences, but now you need a job. Do you need to focus on just credit? Absolutely not. Are there other career paths? 100%. There is financial planning. There is financial planning. There's financial analysis. There is commercial analyst. There is so many other career paths within that finance domain that you can leverage in order for you to get opportunities. So rather than just focusing on just credit, why not explore other career paths in finance? Okay, so at least once you have one, then you can now double down on the credit that you love so much. Then focus on getting credits in the future. Okay, looking at how you can delve into credit, after you have a job. The key thing now is get a job. Okay, and that's what I would advise on the first aspect. Now, in terms of getting a score or a particular score that will guarantee you an interview, there is nothing like that. The best we can do is like a platform like CV Matchly would help you tailor your resume to the job board, to the job post. Okay, but I need to optimize it to the best of its capacity. Now the thing is that it's just like okay, the way I look at you, Onyekachi, and I really don't know what's in your mind. Okay, in as much as you can tell me if you're an awesome person, you're this, you're that, we're enjoying your session, blah blah blah. I honestly don't still know what's in your mind. Okay, it's the same thing like when you say ATS. Now the ATS is designed. It's a system, and in that system the HR person is the person that will put in what they are looking for. Do you get me? So the best you can do is to take the job description and tailor to your best to the job description. Now the ATS is still going to consume that and say that, okay, this is what my master gave to me. Okay, this is what they said they are looking for. I'm going to scan your CV and see if these things that they are looking for are on your CV. So if you take them verbatim, okay, from your CV, from the job description, and you put them on your CV, it might also be a red flag that you just copied and pasted the job description and you're getting a rejection email. Even if you just copied the job description, literally what they have there, and you put it on your CV, you might still get a rejection because they might look as though it's copy and pasted. It's just what they call that thing again. sorry, skip my head, not plagiarism. Okay, so they might look at that also as plagiarism, like you just copied, you just listed it. So, like I said, and I'll just ensure that you understand it a little bit better. So, tools that would help you optimize your LinkedIn profile, your CV resume, would help you tailor based on the job description. By the end of the day, you don't know what has been imputed in the ATS. So you might get 100% in terms of match, but it doesn't mean that 100% you're going to get an interview. I don't know if that makes sense so far.
But no, absolutely. Yeah, my last question, follow-up question, sort of. Again, you talked about having to apply, applying in other roles and all of that. The truth is, okay, because my background, which is, basically finance, but someone, of course, who is, who is an expert, of course, in my area would have gone through ML, compliance, financial planning, advisory, and all of that. So now here is my question, because of what you said, because sometimes, in trying to apply, for these roles, take for instance, they say there is the JD is saying credit risk analyst, which of course I know I don't have gone. All right. At some point, I've also, been in that role described as a credit risk analyst. All right. But you now want to tailor your CV. Okay. No, sorry. Let me, the job is asking for a it's a compliance role, but your, what's it
I
called?
understand your question. Even before you finish it, I understand your question.
Okay, so now
Understand.
in trying to now change, your job role and all of that to be able to, tailor it for these guys, of course, to see that okay, you actually been in compliance, because if whatever experience you have, as a credit analyst, if you just turn it out there, right, they'll just look at it. Okay, it's credit analyst. Okay, but meanwhile, you probably, of course, would have done things on, compliance and all of that. Do you change your job title, for the role of compliance as against, of course, what your title was practically?
Okay, very good question. Now, I answered this question in the past, like not like I answered it, but can anybody share based on when you catch this question? Can anybody tell me what they would expect me to say? And let me see if there's anybody that would. I want to do that. I want to see if there's anybody that would be able to answer that question. So,
All right, take that on.
Nuggets, who wants to answer?
I can answer. I can.
Let me hear from you. Let me see.
Yeah. When you were showing us how to do our CV, and I think that there was Emeka that had there was a teacher, and then it was tailored to show that he has done some digital educational something. Because in the role of being a teacher, so in this case now, to Mr. Ikachi's question, in the role of being a credit risk analyst, you probably have done some compliant work as well that you could use. That's what I think you're trying to answer.
Very beautiful answer. Okay, so let me explain it better so that we can.
I think I can add to that.
Okay, please go ahead.
So basically, let's say I'll just come from my own point of view now. Sometimes when I apply for certain roles and I know that I have such skill or have had to use such skill in my past roles, ChatGPT basically extracts those skills to fit into whatever job I'm applying for, leaving out the irrelevant skills that won't be needed on that job.
Exactly. That's beautiful. I love that also. Absolutely. I think the two answers were on point. So what I'll do is I'll draw from the two of them, and then I would answer Oyekachi's question, and everybody can learn together. And I mean, if you have anything that you want to add or take out, please feel free to add or take out. The first thing I would like to start off with is this. Now, especially for we immigrants that are coming from different parts of the world into a new country, okay? We want to be truthful, okay? We want to see things as in face value, So when you see a job description, they say that you need to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We look at ourselves and we compare it to the job description and say that, okay, I have A, I have B, I have C, D, I did it 5 years ago. But I mean, if I give it a chance, I will still be able to do D. But E, F, G, H, I don't have it. I've never done it before. I've not done it before. I don't have the skills. I don't have the arsenal. I don't have the tool set. I don't have the experience to cover it. Now, what do we have? What happens to us, immigrants? Okay, we say we are not applying for it because we don't know those things. But that's exactly where the misrepresentation is. Okay, that's where we are missing out on so many other opportunities. Now, every job that you see that is being posted that you want to apply to, once you see it, please, it's a wish list. December is coming, okay? Everybody go and create a wish list. What do you want from Santa Claus? That's exactly what they are posting online. It's a wish list. We wish you had this experience. We wish you have done this. We wish you have done that. We wish you have done X, Y, Z, everything before. So you see, when I go to Ireland, when I relocated initially to, that was the same thing. I felt like I needed to meet 100% of the requirements in order for me to apply for the job. Now, guess what? The first job I ever got, in the job description, they said you should, as a business intelligence developer, you must have knowledge of writing code in C#, in Java, okay? Was in the job description. In the same job description, you need to be able to do something in finance. In the same job description, you need to be able to do, and you see, when I just felt like, at this point, let me just apply for any job I saw. I was desperate. Completed my master's, needed a job to remain in the country. Was just applying for all the jobs. Eventually, the one I got had 60% of the job description that I could not do. Okay? Now, for you that could actually do it, it's fantastic. And this is why I say it. If you watch the video I'm going to share with you guys, okay? Everybody's coming. I'm just going to draw a person here, okay? Pardon my drawing. I'll make the person smile a little bit, okay? So everybody's coming with, let's say this person. Let's just call this person Peter, okay? Nobody's bearing Peter on the call. So let's say this person is Peter. Peter has 5 years of experience, okay, working in finance, okay? I've been doing finance for the last 5 years in Nigeria for one local small firm, like one boutique, not even boutique, just a 5-person finance office, one small office, but they have 5 years of experience working in finance, okay? Now this person finds himself in, let's say, Canada, okay? And the person needs a job, okay? Person needs a job. And now goes on the job boards and is looking for a job and sees a job that says auditor, okay? Auditor. Now, in that last 5 years that Peter has worked in finance, he has not done anything that has to do with audits or auditor or whatever the case might be. But now there's an opportunity for him to work as an auditor. And, in his 5 years, he worked with a lot of auditors. So external auditor, internal auditor, to a very large extent, Peter is knowledgeable about audits, what audit entails. So Peter now said that, okay, I want finance. I only want finance roles. I'm only going to be looking for finance. But there's an opportunity for him to apply for the role of an auditor. This is an hypothetical example. I'm not saying this. I mean, for auditors, you need to go with your certification and all that in order for you to work as an auditor, especially in Canada. You have to get your, I know it's an accounting body certificate, okay? But yeah, let's just assume there's no certificate or whatsoever. Now, Peter has the opportunity to work as an auditor, or there's an opportunity for him to get job in audit roles and all that. Well, Peter now saying that, I've only done finance. I cannot do audits. So I'm not going to apply for audit roles because in as much as I worked with a lot of auditors in my experience, I never did audits. I never did it myself. I worked with auditors, but I did not do it myself. Now, most people like us would not apply for this job because we've not done it. We didn't carry the title auditor in our experience. But that's absolutely garbage. That's just a waste of your time. Okay, because you can redefine yourself. You are free to redefine your experience. So that 5 years of finance experience, I mean, I can scrap it off and say that, you know what, in that last 5 years, I've been working as an auditor. In that 5 years, I've been working as an auditor. So all the external auditor that you related with, internal, external, okay, you take on that responsibility and say that you did it. In that last 5 years, while I was working in Nigeria, working with one of the largest, even though it was just a very small team, okay, when I was working with this particular organization, this is what I did. You redefine, you rebrand yourself. And that's why at the start of the session, it's called a CV review or CV revamp experience. When I was working in Nigeria, I was working as a management consultant. I wasn't a tech person. I wasn't doing anything tech. But you see, when I got to Ireland, I redefined myself, revamped my experiences. So all the things I was doing as a management consultant, absolute garbage. I didn't even use it anymore. So what was I saying I was doing? I was building machine learning models. I was building dashboard. I was building ETL pipelines for businesses within the banking and financial services space. Redefine your own experience. So now, Onyekachi, let me say this to you now. You were doing credit risk analysts and trade finance and all those fantastic stuff that you're doing. Fun, beautiful. The experience that you have probably taught you some other key areas: compliance, risk, that. Now, take for example, risk. Okay, can you work as a risk analyst? If given the opportunity, you will be able to do it. Okay,
I've worked as a risk analyst.
So fantastic. So that's your 5-7 years of experience. When you're applying for a risk analyst role, redefine everything. Okay, from your, if you are you started as a, as a junior credit analyst, please put it there as a junior risk analyst, and define that experience in the first year to what a junior risk analyst would typically do in that kind of organization. Then you move from, I don't know if this is making sense to you, Onyekachi.
Absolutely.
Yes. So redefine. You're free to redefine. Okay? You're free to redefine your experience and tailor it to the kind of career path you want to go into. So most people would say this is, if I will be lying. I am going to be lying if I tell this person I worked as a risk analyst, but in the real fact, I was a credit analyst. It's not a lie. You are repackaging yourself. Okay, so it's rebranding. If organizations are free to rebrand themselves, okay, we are no longer Twitter. We are now called X. Okay, we are still the same thing. We still do the same thing, but our name is different, and our mission, our purpose is different. Okay, so I mean, talk more of you as an individual that you've left in another country to look for greener pastures. Redefine yourself. That's what I have a question. Makes sense? When you got okay, yes, Angela.
Yes, I have a question. Thank you for this. It's speaking personally to me, and I put a question in the chat, but since you haven't seen it, so I have a personal experience with all this you have said. How do you draw a line between competency, able to defend these things that you say you can do, and revamping? So just like you said, when we come into a new country, we're trying to be as much as possible very honest. Exactly. And I must say that has really affected me. I had an application I did. Honestly, everything that they put in there, I think I could do like just 20%. And I used ChatGPT to bring up a resume that matched that description. And I got an interview and I flipped. I was scared because I knew that there was no way I could defend what was on that resume. And truthfully, I didn't go for it because it was a walk-in interview physically. I didn't just want to make a fool of myself. So how do you defend this competency? I know a lot of people are doing it and maybe they get away with it, but maybe my own kind of personality, I want to be able to defend like at least 75% of what I say I can do on that resume. So with the job market right now, how are you going to defend this competency you put in there that you say you can do? Thank you.
All right. Very good. Very good. Angela, so I'll say that, in a funny way anyways, Sakpa has not gotten as, do you know the meaning of Sakpa?
Yes, I do.
Well, essentially, it's when there's a parable that's I don't know if it's a parable, a statement that basically if you push a goat to the wall, it will bite. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what am I trying to say is it gets to a point whereby you become confident in yourself. And how do I say this? Majority of the roles that I've applied to, I can tell you for free that I couldn't do 40% of the job description.
Wow.
I couldn't do 40%. There was the one I share this every single time. It was a role of a data analytics manager, and they were looking to implement Google Analytics for their team, for the organization. I had not used Google Analytics. I've seen it, but I've not literally opened and even used it. So now guess what I did? Let me explain to you. The recruiter reached out, the employer reached out and said, okay, oh, your CV is good. Just, then there was no ChatGPT. So I just tailored my CV, applied, and somebody reached out to me. Oh, if Emena would like to jump on a call with you, blah, blah, blah. You apply for the role. I asked for the role title. I went to my email, looked at the stuff. I looked at the tracker that I used at the time, and I saw it was that role. And I read, as the person was speaking to me, I'd scanned through the job description, and I'd seen that, okay, a very key important part of this role is Google Analytics. Okay, as the person was like, oh, is it possible we can jump on a 30 minutes call right now? Are you chanced for a call right now? I immediately declined and say, okay, you know what? Give me, a couple of hours. Give me, can we do this tomorrow? Can we do this for the first HR interview? I said, oh, can we do it like in the next day or 2 days time? And eventually we were able to fix the time. So you see, in that few hours I read up on as much I could on Google Analytics. I knew I was speaking to HR, so I wasn't going to be getting too many technical questions, but I still put myself in that capacity of somebody who has implemented Google Analytics and eventually move from first level to the person I'm going to be reporting to, okay? And that person also apparently did not have so much experience in Google Analytics, but what did I do? The way I positioned myself during the call was position myself as someone that had the experience. I will talk about what I was going to implement, so on and so forth. Now, long story short, what am I heading to is you can come up with experiences, okay? Two things I would implore you to do. Number one is your social media platform, for example, YouTube. Listen to other people in that domain that you're currently in, where you want to go into. The people that talk about the things that you want to get yourself into. So podcasts around those things. So it could be one person talking, it could be a group of people talking, or people sharing their experience. All those ones that don't even have a lot of views, that people just come in to just talk about their experiences on a day-to-day. Listen to them, absorb it as you are doing those kind of roles. That's the first thing. The second one is, in the video I shared with you guys, there's a part where I walked you through how to come up with experiences. Okay, how to come up with tailored experiences for the role. So you see this here, work experience simulator. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do a very quick one. So let me just quickly take a look at some. And at the end of the day, with one embarrassment, two embarrassments, you become confident that worst case scenario, if I go there and I mess up, they won't call the police. Would they arrest you, Angela?
No.
They won't arrest you.
No, they won't arrest me, but it's just
so
my mental.
It's your mental. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It gets to a point where you just know that, okay, I don't want. I can take it for myself. Okay, but yes. So let's take, for example, this particular job description. I'm just going to pick a random one. Okay, collaborate with cross-functional ministry stakeholders to identify business intelligence needs and so on and so forth. Okay, so you could just come up with an experience, okay, that would be tailored to this particular job description, and then recite it as many times as you can and get what you're looking for. You'll be surprised that majority of the time when you now get the job, the things that they are looking for and the job are two different things. Like the one I got initially, the first one I ever got from my own personal experience, they had so many tools on the platform, Python, R, blah, blah, blah. And guess what I was using throughout? Microsoft Excel. I was using Excel all through that experience. But on the job description, Python, R, this one, build pipeline, and it was just Excel that we're using for reporting. In fact, I was the one that was now implementing Power BI, Tableau, Looker, and so many other SQL queries, optimization, and so on and so forth. So you see, that's what I would say. Okay, just rebrand yourself and have that confidence that, okay, if given the opportunity, would I be able to do this job? If given the opportunity, would I be able to do the job? It's more than sufficient. If you can say yes to that question, I would say you should go for any interview and go there. Even if you mess up, there is no problem in messing up. Okay. If you go there and you don't answer the questions the right way, you can claim it on nerves. Oh, I was just a bit nervous. I've not done any physical interview in a long time, and I was a bit nervous. Apologies for, you can say that at the end. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to arrest you. So, I mean, try and error, and you get what you're looking for. I don't know if that answers your question, Angela.
Sure.
But we're still going to talk extensively on how you can come up with these experiences that you would use for interviews. We're going to have like an interview preparation session, so you know exactly how to prepare for interviews. My own idea, I don't want to get embarrassed, so I prepare so much for my interviews. Okay, so and the preparation of one interview would always help you with so many other interviews. So you see, if you prepare well for one interview, you do 100% for the first interview. You don't need to do 100% for the next interview. You probably need to do like 60% for the next interview. That's how you just keep getting better at answering interview questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So
Thank you.
just stick to this. Just stick to us. I would say leverage us as much as possible this period. Okay. If you have any question, any concern, like I love the question, so please just keep asking.
Thank you.
Episode. All right, Doyin is the last question. Not last questions, but I'm going to take Doyin's question now before we take other things. Okay.
Thank you very much, Efemina, for this wonderful opportunity. This is what I've been looking for. When you spoke earlier, you said something like, "Oh, when you're job hunting and you're not being called for interview, you think village people are at work." I'm particularly not saying village people, but I'm wondering, is there something wrong with me? Because I mean, I'm just transitioning to IT because I worked at the post office for about 8 years, became travel specialist, customer service consultant, and then I went on to do my Camden High Street in London. I live in London, UK.
Oh, post office UK, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
Not Nigeria. Not Nigeria. No.
No, I worked at the post office in the UK. I did about a few months over there.
Okay.
While I was in the UK, yeah. But yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
I worked at the Camden High Street one, a very big office. So I went on to do my second degree in event and entertainment management. So I finished that in 2018, and then I decided I don't want to do post office kind of work again because I've been an event person even from Nigeria before I moved here over 20 years ago. So I decided to transition to IT because everyone's been saying, doing what you're doing as event manager is the same as the project manager. So you do well in project management. So I've gone for a few trainings, but none gave me the opportunity for a live project. So I got on board one that actually gave me an opportunity, to do a live project, and I was a project manager. So that gave me a bit of confidence, actually. And then I now started sending out my CV to companies, but I wasn't getting any response. So it was just recently a friend of mine who is a project manager decided to help me tailor my CV because I've been putting my experience at the post office there. And then she just tailored it to be IT related, so which of course is the same thing as you said earlier about, actually tailoring your experience to suit the job profile. So that's what she's done. So I don't know if I can send that CV to you to look at. The only thing, because when I was watching the video, even though I just watched one of the videos, I saw that my LinkedIn profile page wasn't there, and then the +44 wasn't there, so which I just corrected. And then, of course, I tailored it to some IT companies who are ready to give me reference as well, because they said I should not use any training platform that recruiters don't recognize training platforms,
All right, very good stuff. Okay. So when you're looking at the CV, the other things I would want you to take into consideration: core skills and technical skills. Now, this professional experience is by far one of the most important things that you need to have. So last week we talked about, were you in the session on Friday?
No, I missed it, unfortunately.
No, it's okay, it's fine. So we talked about something when you're looking at ATS. So ATS is looking at chronology. So basically the order of things, how things are being ordered. So take, for example, if a recruiter is looking for a PM that has, let's say, 3 years of experience working with Jira, okay? Or working with Trello or whatever tool that you're working with. Now, when you're looking at ACS, how do they get this 3 years of experience working with either of these tools? Essentially, on your CV, and that's where your professional experience, okay, comes in play. Professional experience, EX, okay? All right, that's where your professional experience comes in play. Now, in your core skills, okay, let's say on your own CV, you have your core and technical skills, okay? So it is your core and technical skills. You likely will put Jira, okay? And you put Trello. And you call it a day that, okay, I put Jira and Trello. So that means ATS is going to look at it and see Jira and Trello on my CV. And it will show them that I have 3 years of experience. But that's not the case. Now, if you have Jira and Trello in your core skills, but it doesn't appear in your professional experience, the maximum you're going to get for Jira is 6 months. 6 months of experience in most ATS applications. The maximum you're going to get for Trello also is 6 months. So if Jira and Trello only appeared in your core and technical skills, you're only going to get 6 months of work experience using Jira and Trello. But now your professional summary will now be fully stacked. And you make it look as if, okay, maybe I put Trello, I tailored my CV now, I put Jira, I put Trello, but still I still got a rejection email. What's happening? But Jira and Trello did not appear anywhere in your professional experience. Now, how did this 3 years now come about? So now you have put in here in your course in technical skills, you've added Jira and Trello. So 6 months. So basically, you still need another 2 years and 6 months to complete the 3 years of experience. So what this is going to do, what you need to do also let's say you work as a PM with one organization like that, okay? Let's say the name of the organization is Test, okay? Between 2022 to 2023, okay? 2023. In your job description, you now added leverage, blah, 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 let the project, blah, 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 use Trello to whatever, to track project timelines, blah, 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 blah. I was able to achieve a certain success and all that. Now, because you mentioned Trello in this particular place, you're going to be awarded the number of years you have in your job description. Okay, so PM working with Test, you work there for 1 year. 1 year is awarded to the use of Trello to achieve something. Now, in another experience, PM, okay, you talked about maybe you worked with CV, okay? Now, between 2020 to 2022, okay? Now, in this particular place, you probably mentioned Jira, and then you mentioned Trello to do whatever project that you are working on, okay? For this Jira, you would also be assigned the number of years of experience you have here, which is 2 years of experience. Over here, also Trello, you have another 2 years or experience using Trello to achieve something. So you see, most of the times you might feel as though you have tailored your resume, but in the real sense of it, but most people will just add it to their core skills and expect that, boom, I'm done. I've tailored my CV. Jira, Trello appears on my CV. I've tailored it. Those are the keywords I'm looking for. Apply, and then you get a rejection email. Meanwhile, there are other key things that you need to also add to your job description, and that's the reason why in the CV, the video I shared with you guys, there's a particular aspect where you have to go tailor your resume. You need to go tailor your resume or your work experience, your professional experience. Okay, so I'm just going to go back there to show you. So you see here, you have work experience, and it is about a 40 minutes video. Basically, all you need to do is talking about how to create your resume. The other key things that you need to take into consideration, stuff like the action words and how you position yourself for the experience. So that's exactly what you need to do. There's a way you position yourself, essentially. And that's what you need to do also. Okay, so
are you going to post? Are you going to post? Sorry, are you going to post these videos on the platform or?
Well, yes, it's on the platform already.
Oh, the one that you posted for last week.
We're going to reshare this content again today.
Okay.
So just take a look at it. So the CV format is there. The prompt is also there. So all the prompts that you're going to be working with. So they're not like just basic prompts. They're prompts that would help you optimize your CV and make it ATS friendly. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for that question. Grace said imposter syndrome. I think that's one of the questions that was asked earlier. Okay, so imposter syndrome is definitely something that would hinder most people. Unfortunately, we don't have any session on how to cure imposter syndrome. But imposter syndrome is something everybody faces. And I would say this, even now that I do more contracts, working with businesses, it's still the same thing. A new contract comes in, or a company or somebody reaches out online, okay? Or somebody recommended me for another project, okay? Another business recommend. If you may now, reach out to this person will be able to work with you, implement, do this, change this, and all that. When the person starts talking about the project that they're working on, let me tell you this fact, okay? It's still the same thing. I still feel the same thing. Will I be able to manage this project? Will I be able to deliver on this project? And this is somebody that has over a decade experience, okay? Even if it's just an analytics reporting project, it's still the same thing. It's peculiar. It's an industry. It's a different industry that I've worked in. There's this nerve that comes up and says, okay, are you good enough to handle this project? All right. So most of the time, like I said, you just need to push yourself. Okay. Especially if you're if you're in a new country trying to get a job. I don't call it lying. Okay. You're just redefining yourself. You're trying to find yourself. And in a new country, you have to try so many things in order for you to find yourself. Okay, so go for interviews. Where you mess up, it's okay. Nobody's going to report you to the police. They're not going to blacklist you from job boards to say that this person is a fraudulent person. No, all right, and that's something you need to have at the back of your mind and try your luck as much as you can. All right, so the video is there for you to create your CV. I want you guys to create your CV and then we talk about what you need to do next. So now the goal for you to get the best experience, okay? For you to get the best experience, I would need you guys to create your CV today, okay? And I would want you to start applying for jobs, if possible today. If you can, apply for jobs today. All right. So later on today, I'll try to create a list of job boards that you can use. UK, Canada. I don't think I've gotten any other person from any other place, but UK and Canada are like the major places that we have here. So job boards that you can use to apply for jobs and try to start using, try to apply for these jobs. Okay. So what I'm going to do also is later today, I'm going to give you guys, everybody here is going to be getting 1 month free access to CV Matchly. Okay, everybody gets 1 month free access to using CV Matchly for the duration of this. I will not post it to the group. Okay, so I'm not going to post it to the group so that the other people that are not serious will not take advantage of it. Okay, so I'll do it in a way that it's only during the live session people will get access to it. So we don't have any session tomorrow, unfortunately, but I'll take a look at the attendance from this call, from this session, okay? And I'll probably get one of the team members to send you the code that you're going to use to get a free access to CV Matchly. Now, for people that don't know what CV Matchly is, it's a tool that helps you tailor your resume to the job application process. Like I said, this is something I've been doing for a very long time, and the reason why we had to build this, okay, is to see how we can help people tailor their resume faster, keep track of the things that they're working on, and then apply. Okay, so I would also send a video on how this works, how CV Matchly works. Okay, so I'll send the video to the group, and if you can even just go on YouTube Okay, if you can go on YouTube, it's as simple as just searching for. You can go on YouTube. Okay, if you can go on YouTube and search for CV Matchly. Okay, CV Matchly. Okay, you come here, you see we have the resume, you see this, one resume, many jobs, secret to landing interviews faster. So this is one of our, yeah, and she'll walk us through, she'll walk you through I'll send the link anyways to how you can get started using CV Matchly, how you can tailor your resume and everything. So I mean, it's a very, very easy tool to use, very, very easy. And the reason why we made it in Google Chrome is so that, you don't copy and paste, carrying data from the website, copying the on the website, take it to ChatGPT, put it on ChatGPT, tailor it. Now, even you don't know how to you start copying and pasting again to your job, to your CV. So this would optimize it, okay, to the most detailed aspect that you needed to tailor it to. All right. And at the end of the day, you also can keep track of all your job applications. Okay. Sorry. So it's free of charge. So I'm going to send the links. I'm going to send a code that you guys could use to get access for it for free for a month. And I think that's over 100 what they call it, 100 analysis optimizations that you can do. So in this week, if you can apply for at least 10 jobs every single day, then we can start to see what are the major challenges that you're getting. What are the major challenges that you're getting? Okay, so are you still getting rejection emails, or are you getting interview calls? Okay, if you're having interview calls, I would also take out time to prepare you for those interviews. But we are going to be having an interview preparation guide in this same duration. So that's essentially the case. So all you need to do today, guys, is create your resume, create your own CV based on the video I shared with you. I'm going to drop a link for a folder for you to upload. Okay, so once you've uploaded, just nudge me to say, Femena, I've uploaded this particular resume and I would want you to take a look at it. So I'll take a look at it, and then if there's any feedback, I'll provide you with feedback. I think that's all for now. Okay, that's all we need to have for now. Okay, so I would also send the code, the discount code that you're going to use to get access to CV Matchly, free for a month. Okay, so free for this month, and then we can pick up conversations from there. All right. Honestly, I appreciate your input.
Sorry, what about someone like me that I've already registered, and when I watched one of the videos, I registered on CV Matchly and started using it just based on the structure you give on the video. Do I still get a code or something?
So you registered for a month, correct?
Yeah, I registered, but I didn't know whether it's for a month or anything. I just, after watching the one of your videos, I think the last one or the second to the last one that explains how to use the CV Matchly. Then
Yes.
I registered. I just Googled it. Go on my
Did you
phone,
pay? Have you
Google
paid
the
anything?
instructions.
Did you pay
Sorry?
anything? Did you pay?
No, I didn't pay anything. He didn't ask me to pay
No.
anything.
So
I just registered.
no. So like I said, if you create an account, so once you create an account, I think you have like three to five free optimizations. Okay. Okay, 5 optimizations actually. 5 optimizations. You have like 5 optimizations for free. So that's what you have at the moment. So if you need to do more than 5, you will need to pay for it. You will need to pay for it. Okay. So what I'm saying now is for this month, we're going to give you the free access for you to use it free for a month. So from the 13th of November, or let's say the 14th of October to the 14th of, so 1 month essentially free of charge for you to apply, to tailor a resume and apply and do the things that you need to do. Does that make sense? I don't know. So you're not paying anything for it.
It does make sense.
Okay. Sorry, Ife. To add
Yes,
to
please.
what Obu just said, because I
Yeah.
also did the same thing that he did. While you were teaching, I also downloaded it and I've used it, and my credit I think I have 2 more.
Yeah.
So when the free access comes, it will
So
come
you
on
get-
my existing account, right? And I can still see the history of the 3 applications that I did before.
Yes, you will.
So is it
So
going to be
you-
100 minus 3 or?
No, you'll get fresh 100. So
Okay.
5 is free of charge. 5 is free. So you get 100 new applications, the 100 new optimizations, essentially.
Okay, then perfect. Thank you.
No problem at all. Thanks a lot for that. Kindly share the resource folder, please. We'll send that to the group again. Is there another platform apart from WhatsApp group chats? No other platform. I think what we're going to do is, Uche will probably have to talk about this, okay? So we have a lot of people that are not so serious on the group. So we'll probably want to we would likely have to maybe create another group. I think that's something that we need to consider because currently it's locked from conversations because a lot of people are spamming with conversations that are not really tailored to anything that has to do with getting a job. Somebody sent me a message that he knows how to drive a forklift, and I'm like, I don't have any insights to what menial jobs are, and I was like, at that point we had to close it down because we had to close down comments and all that because the number of messages I received yesterday regarding things that had nothing to do with what we're working on today was just a bit too alarming. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is probably create another group. Okay, we'll maybe when we get enough people, then we close down that other community. Okay, and then we just stick to the ones that the people that are interested in getting fresh access to everything. Okay. Create Slack, maybe Slack, that would be good also, but I mean, people don't get quick, immediate response on Slack, so that's a major problem. Can I have a one-on-one with you? Yeah, we can take out the time this week to discuss this week. Will you share this recording? Yes, every recording, everything will be shared with you. Everything is going to be on, we'll share all the resources with you, everything that we're doing today. All right. So everything that you need to get started, at least your very large extent is given to you. Okay. So the key thing that you need to remember, okay, is have your CV. Your CV is the first and the most important thing that you need to have. On Wednesday this week, we're going to have LinkedIn optimization. LinkedIn optimization is another very, very important thing that you need to have because even if you apply for a job that is not on LinkedIn, the recruiter is almost 90% likely to search you on LinkedIn before they even interview you. Now, if your LinkedIn is just docile, it's just there like a signboard, okay? You don't post, you don't like, you don't do anything. It's not to your advantage. Okay, it's not very good for them to come to your platform in this day and age where everybody's selling themselves. Your platform is only just liking posts that has to do with motivation, okay, or whatever, or funny things or things that are interesting and all that. That's what you do. It doesn't look good. Okay, so there's a personal branding aspect that we're going to talk about. There is LinkedIn optimization that we're going to talk about on Wednesday. So quite a number of all these things add up at the end of the day, and that's what you need to understand. So, and I'll repeat this again as much as I can. I've been doing this for the last 10 years. Okay, I failed 100%. I failed interviews. I failed, applying for jobs. I failed getting a good job. But in that 10 years, I've also succeeded in my own personal career and also helping people transition into the tech space most especially. Okay. Now, I'm doing this across. It doesn't matter if you're in tech or you're not in tech. It really doesn't matter. And that's exactly what I'm trying to point out to you today. It's the same thing across board. Have a great CV, have a great LinkedIn profile, quality volume. Anybody that tells you volume doesn't matter, please tell the person to relax a little bit. Quality volume. Do volume. So that's like 10 rows in a day, 10, 15. If you can do more than that in a day, that's fantastic. Okay. But do like 10 quality applications. The number of calls you're going to get is going to scare you yourself. Okay. All right. So those are the things that you need to understand. Quality volume, very, very important. So, so for just today, create your CV, take out time to create your CV. If you can start applying for a job, and for my own part, we'll send out every communication to you, to the group later today, and then we can pick up conversations from there. Thank you very much, guys, and
Thank you.
do have a wonderful evening, guys. Bye.
Thank
for now.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so